Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I am going to talk about the paranormal experience that I was experiencing in my grandparents' house while I was living there. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay, so basically what happened in my grandparents' house was when I was around the age of like 7 or 8, we started making our room to the point of because there was 3 of us living in one room. It was my sister, me, and my brother. We always divided up the room, so then we all had our little sections. And I think this was the first time I started experiencing paranormal stuff. Was everyone else would be asleep, and all of a sudden I'd be up at like 1 a.m. feeling like I'm being watched. I have never had this experience before. Like all of a sudden it was just that. I was starting to feel like I was being watched. I was too scared to go to sleep. I'd wait for my grandpa to get up, which was at like 4 a.m. So I'd be tired for school and everything. That's when I'd fall asleep, was when my grandpa finally got up and went to work. And that's what I did for several years. Later on, it came down to like where it was more frequent. I would be along the wall near the window. And one particular night stood out the most to me, and it started bringing back so many memories of what actually happened during that time. The same thing happened for years. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. every single morning. I'd look at the time. I'm like, please don't tell me it's 3 a.m. I was actually hoping it was before 3 so I could at least get back to sleep. But no, I sat there looking at the time. I'm like, oh crap, it's 3 a.m. And this one time, I noticed once it hit 3 a.m. that when I woke up, I was facing the closet door. Because I slept on the end of my bed. I don't know why I felt like I wasn't safe sleeping up by the headboard. I don't know why, but we would sit there, or I would sit there. My brother would be sleeping, and my sister would be sleeping, and my sister was the closest to the closet door. And I knew it wasn't her sitting there because all it was a black figure sitting there, and it looked like it was like grinning at me, which is even creepier because it's pitch black in the room, except for the moonlight coming through the windows or the street light. And yeah. So every single night I'd wake up to what looks like this person just sitting there grinning at me. But it would fade away as the night went on, because my grandpa would get up. I think he had to be to work by 4:30 or 5, I can't remember, or maybe it was 4 a.m. But he woke up, and it kind of just faded away, like it knew that somebody else was awake besides me. And one night I woke up to sleep paralysis. If you guys don't know what that is, you're basically paralyzed in your sleep. And I can't remember if it's where you'll actually wake up and feel this, but all I know is I woke up, I couldn't move, I was only able to look with my eyes, and of course my head was faced up, which is even scarier because when I turned my eyes to look towards the closet, the figure was like right there. And I tried to scream, I tried to yell, I was sitting there like crying. I didn't know how to react. Later on, my grandpa woke up and I was able to move again. I don't know if that just like shocked me back to reality or whatnot, but this sleep paralysis felt like it lasted for an hour. I'm pretty sure it only lasted for like 5 minutes, but I couldn't tell you because I was too scared to look at the time. I was too scared to look at my phone, my laptop, or anything. I was about 7th grade when I experienced that. I think. Maybe it was freshman year. I don't remember. But then come when I moved downstairs, which was I think my sophomore year of high school, I didn't have any paranormal experiences. I know I'd hear like footsteps upstairs, the floors creaking, but then again, we were in a very old house. I kind of just like numbed it out. The house was over 100 years old already, so I just kind of tuned it out. I just thought it was maybe the floors creaking and the house settling. But when I look back on it this day, I'm like, well, what would have made the footstep sounds then? Because we didn't have mice, we didn't have a dog at this point. Our dog had passed away in 2009, and I still miss her to this day. She was the best Cocker Spaniel I could ever love. We would actually play with her so much. But then when I moved in with my ex and his family, they were telling me stories of their grandpa who passed away. And the minute I walked into that house, there was an eerie feeling in the house. And I just kind of brushed off. I'm like, I don't know if this is just me or if it's the smoke that's in the house, because at the time everybody was vaping in the house, which is fine because I'll explain that in a little bit. So I got used to the fact of when I first came to the house, I'm like, okay, I'm just unsettled because there's smoke in the house. Oh well. I had that eerie feeling, but I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the smoke. Maybe I'm just breathing too much of it in. But later on down the road, when they were telling me this, that their grandfather had passed away, that he had hit his head and crawled up the hallway to the bedroom and passed there on the floor, I was like, so this is probably the feeling I'm getting. As you guys know, I'm not a psychic, I'm not anything. I have absolutely no relation with any dead or anything. There's quite a few experiences that I've had with the paranormal, but it's in the past, because here I don't know if I've experienced it or not, so because I kind of stay in the room. But anyways, one night we were laying in bed, and all of a sudden I got like lightheaded out of nowhere. I had eaten perfectly. I had drank stuff with sugar in it, so there should have been no reason why I would have had any sugar lows if I am diabetic. I don't even know that. Well, all of a sudden, out of the blue, I just got lightheaded. I felt nauseous. And then all of a sudden, there's just me and my no, it would have been my boyfriend at the time. So me and my ex were the only ones in the house. His mom and his sister went out to the bar or to hang out with some friends or something like that. And the dog was asleep in the room with us. The cat was also in the room with us. And the cat was in the window. The dog was on the bed. And all of a sudden, I heard footsteps going up the hallway, or what felt like, or what sounded like somebody walking. But we locked all the doors. We had absolutely no way for somebody to enter the house without a key or us hearing a window break. But I heard the footsteps, and I looked at my ex and I go, hey, is your mom or your sister home early? Because I didn't hear the door open and I didn't hear any glass shatter. And he's like, what are you talking about? I didn't hear anything. I'm like, well, I just heard footsteps right outside the door. He's like, hold on, let me go check. He's like, yeah, you must be hearing things because there's nothing out here. And this would happen after everybody would go to bed also, is I'd hear footsteps, or like if you've ever had a grandparent who has issues with walking and they like to like hold on to the wall for to keep their balance, because I know my grandma does that, kind of like sliding a hand along the wall or something. And I'm like, okay, something isn't right, because now I'm starting to feel this eerie feeling again. I don't feel good. Normally that's my sign that there's something else there than just us. I'm like, maybe it's just his mom going to get a glass of water or something, because sometimes she'd hold on to the wall. I mean, I've done it too. But all of a sudden, my ex, the next morning, I go, hey, so this just happened. And he goes, oh yeah, that's probably my dead grandfather messing with you. I go, you're joking, right? He's like, no, I'm being serious. And what was it? Oh, he's pagan, so that already had me at it, because I don't mind pagan culture, it's just I'm not into it. So I don't know what the whole culture's about, or religion's about, but he goes, or it could be the spirits that I have asked to watch over this house, but he's like, they wouldn't be like touching the walls and everything and stuff like that. They'd just be like watching over the house to make sure that nothing happened. And I go, and this is why I don't believe in this stuff. No, but it was fine. I didn't care that he was pagan. I didn't care what his family believed. I didn't care anything about that. I had my own beliefs. I didn't even go to church at the time, but I was still a very good Christian girl. There'd be days that I'd go with my family to church, and yeah. Sorry, I keep playing with this. It's like, it's bugging me because it's not sitting straight. But in the straps, like. But later on, I was talking to one of my friends who studies the paranormal, and she's like, oh yeah, you've been through quite a bit of paranormal activity, you just didn't want to believe it at the time. And I'm like, oh, great. But here's the incident that happened here in this apartment. So we had, Timber was gone to work, and I was sitting in the bedroom by myself. I had all the lights turned off. It was still daylight out. It was like sunset time around like 7 or 8. And all of a sudden the front door opens, but there's nobody that enters. There's no shadow on the wall. And it was just the door opening, and then it closed like super quietly. But I could hear it because it has that little sound right before it closes of like, I don't know how to explain it, like that little squeak, and then it shuts. But I didn't hear any footsteps going down the stairs. I didn't hear anything. Like, I yelled out. I even got up and I'm like, okay, somebody has to be here, or they had the wrong address. But when I got up, nobody was there. There was absolutely nobody within the space down from the apartment and the other space down from the apartment. And of course we have apartments in the back, but I'm like, they wouldn't have made it that far before I got down here unless they were sprinting, and I would have heard them. But yeah, there was no footsteps. And again, somebody could have just snuck from downstairs up, or they were like right over to the next building or something, but I wouldn't know. Because like I said, I don't know if that one was really paranormal or anything, but that's just an experience that I had here. Oh, and banging on the walls in the middle of the night when nobody else is awake. And it's the outside wall over in that other room. So, yeah. But that's basically it. I've had a lot of experiences. I'll tell you one that I had on a road trip, but I'm not going to do that one in this video. If you guys want to hear it, you guys can comment down below what you guys want to hear a story time of next, because I have a lot of them. I just felt like this one I just need to get out because eventually we're going to probably go to some haunted places, do some filming, make sure that we're not trespassing or anything, make sure that we have clearance from the city and all that before we go. We might do some random nodding. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, so I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys would like to see next. And remember to stay positive. Don't comment rude things. And I now have people who are going to start going through my comments and making sure that I'm notified of them within a 2-hour span, which I did catch them within an hour span this time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and help me out, please. We did hit over 1K on TikTok, which is amazing. So now I do live streams. I have been doing a lot of my my lip butter stuff on there. So I show you guys how to apply them, how to use them, and stuff like that. I've showed some ingredients on there by accident. But yeah, so anybody who enters that I recognize the name of or starts being rude gets kicked by my moderators. And yeah, so we're just gonna be a positive bunch from now on. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.